We're live.
Ta-da! Welcome everyone to this Werewolf the Apocalypse game. I am Mara, your storyteller, and joining me today is Sally.
Hi, I'm Sally. I am playing Dapple, a Lupus Black Fury Galliard.
And William Rashani.
Hi, I'm William O'Shaughnessy, and I'm playing Eileen, the Eileen Smoke Baird, the Hamid. I almost said Get Offenders. Shadow Lord Ragabash.
A very different character,
Going
I feel
to
like.
default, huh?
And Holly.
Hey, I'm Holly, trying to remember what I am. I am Juniper, the Metasphilodox Stargazer.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Afa, who is a witchy Fienna Hamid Thurge.
There we go. And Sen, unfortunately, will not be joining us this week, but we hope to see her next week. But in the meantime, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, and this is a horror game, and the world is horrible. So if you need to take a break from this, because you can, and you need to maybe, we ask that you do that and take care of yourself, because these are not puppies. These are werewolves, and this is a werewolf game, and there may be horrible things in it. Speaking of,
Maybe.
There may be carnage, there may be rage, it might get gory. Because the group is currently, well, they just took a nice character ride, funded by our with very deep pockets, crime lord, out to the edge of Wandsworth, to a road that leads down into what's the name of the place? Southfields, where they have been informed by a very friendly Shadow Lord that there's some things going on, and would you please go investigate? And this time, do it quietly.
Very friendly.
Very friendly. In air quotes. But you all stopped a little ways outside of this factory town. You can see kind of around you, you have, this is where the city is like starting to encroach, but it's not fully here yet. Kind of down the ways, like it'd be a couple miles off still. Or kilometers. Actually, I think they're still using miles at this point. I don't know when the metric system happened in Britain. These are questions that have suddenly struck me. We're gonna ignore that right now, though. In the distance, you can see smokestacks of some sort of factory, and the a couple of roads and like identical row houses in right next to each other, that looks like some sort of factory town, some factory housing or something like that. But where you are is some familiar territory-ish to our beta for this pack, the Dark and Stormy. Large manor houses, kind of spread out. There are big rolling fields, manicured lawns, very regimented sort of gardens. And you can see a couple people. It's currently like misting rain. It's late February at this point, so it is chilly, and you've got misty rain, so there's not a whole lot of people out right now, but I'll let you know, just as a thing you would all be aware of, the arrival of a whole like pack of werewolves is a thing that is going to draw some amount of attention, because you've got a whole group of strangers, which, I mean, in a city like London, strangers walking around is not a big thing, but you're getting out toward the suburbs. Like you're not quite in there yet, but you're headed that direction. And be predators in the midst of a community is possibly the type of thing that'll draw attention. Just FYI.
And for reference, we are still imperial. The UK did not officially begin its metrication program until 1965.
Thank you for looking that up. I appreciate it. This is an educational program. Not at all. Do not trust anything we say. I will not be held responsible for the incorrectness of dates.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, at the very least, and they seem like they would know.
That, yeah. I trust them. And this one thing. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, so what are you doing? How are you approaching this? Pack? You pass by a couple of like maintained gravel roads. A couple of carriages have passed by going out. They look going like into the city. They all kind of looked Eileen, you'd probably be the one who would like know of this. They look like personal carriages, basically, not like hired ones like you all took out here.
But like these carriages belong, the carriages and their drivers belong to a particularly wealthy family. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, let's see if you recognize anyone. That seems like a good thing to check.
Sadly, politics is not a role in this particular system.
No, it's not. And I keep wanting to say history, but that's the wrong system.
Academics?
No,
etiquette?
Etiquette. Yeah.
Intelligence and etiquette?
Yes, please. For remembering things from long ago. At this
difficulty?
Point. Difficulty is 6.
Okay.
Not real hard.
2 successes.
Okay. Excellent. You recognize one of the carriages going past. The Coleman family. It was. You think you went to like finishing school with one of them back when you had your first change and sort of things happened after that.
Yeah. Bad
Henrietta Coleman.
Bad experiences there.
Yeah. But hey.
That
is a name.
Henrietta Coleman, and that carriage is like in or just outside the factory town?
It is actually, it's one of the ones going in a lot of the carriages you see are going like into the city. That one was actually coming back out of it. It turns up a gravel drive. It goes a little bit past the factory town, like the road that turns off to get into like the basic like cul-de-sac of all of those roads that make up the factory town. It goes past that and then turns. But you recognize that. And I will also say, as just a social thing that you would be aware of, so like generally you need like to call on your social skills and or your like social connections to ask questions around here as a member of the upper classes. You generally need to like either know someone or like know someone who knows someone to get those introductions to do it properly. You could like just try and go in and, you know,
ask questions, but that would be
wealth, but yeah, that's going to be more difficult. So someone like the Colemans is a possible route in.
Eileen looks like she's very strained by something for a moment.
Can we get
Weren't we talking about investigating from the other side?
Yeah. We're probably gonna need to do some investigation on this side too, though.
I pick other side.
Absolutely fair.
Are you okay? Juniper will ask Eileen.
This is about to get very annoying.
Are we splitting up then? Or are we just letting Aoife go on the other
Aoife
side?
shouldn't be by herself. Someone should
Oh no!
definitely
Don't send me alone.
I'll
with her.
go with her.
But we should get a lay of the land before we do that, just so we know what we're even looking for around here.
Not a bad idea.
All right,
Oh.
hold my shit for a minute. Eileen says as she just sort of holds out the bag to someone, for someone to hold for a second.
I'll grab it.
We'll take.
Deck is grabbed for you.
She starts to walk over to a nearby alley, and just as she starts to disappear, she just says, "You all saw nothing," and she just disappears into an alley for a minute.
This isn't like alley. You'd have to get further into the factory town to find like proper alleys. You can, like, there are hedges and things
Yeah,
like
she
that.
she finds she doesn't have a lot to do, but she finds a quiet, like a out of immediate view position for what she needs.
Okay.
And a short while later, someone walks out and starts heading towards the Coleman house.
What does this someone look like?
1 second. Let me pull up.
And has anyone seen this before?
No,
Okay.
definitely not. I don't know if anyone would even recognize this as Eileen at this point. A wayfishly thin woman, only about 5'6" at most. Her hair is long, black, and flowing to about mid-back. She's wearing this black dress that reaches down, all like conceals all the way down to like the tops of her feet, where you can just barely make out that she is wearing the same boots that you see on Eileen all the time. With these long, what you realize were the if you even put the connection together, you might realize that the black gloves that she always wears under that jacket are actually long, like upper arm length, like noble ladies gloves that reach up to about like just under her shoulder. And yeah, she's got that same black bodice with various different laces, but she's ditched the coat and ditched the cap, and has let all of her hair flow down to about mid back. And she looks wayfishly thin, like unhealthily, like Victorian
Pale.
fainting lady, pale, thin.
To be clear, this is not a very well-traveled area where we are currently, right?
Mm-mm.
All right. Through Toad speak, Ava's just going to say, "Wait, what's up behind you?"
She stops and looks over her shoulder for a second.
What I thought.
There you go.
How you test that?
Yep.
And yeah, you can tell that her eyes that normally had that like faintly yellowish sheen to them are entirely brown at this point. And she has a slight persistent cough as she walks up to the to the Coleman house, looking every bit the distinguished Victorian, very frail lady.
Okay. The other three of you, or 4, as Wolfric is here, just in the background, having been abandoned by your beta to go, do important.
Whatever you said did not come through the mic, Holly.
Oh, sorry. Juniper said, what just happened?
It looks like we just had to come up with Plan B. As in the next step.
Right. Well,
Chill out for a second over totem phone while I get the lay of the land for a minute. It's in this kind of area, you need to know people to be able to ask questions.
It might be a little longer than a minute,
Yeah.
Henrietta.
I'm just shifting over to the other side.
I say, Aoife, if you want to head to the
I'm
other
just
side, go ahead.
Before you even say it, I start to, we'll see if I start to vanish, but I assume I start to vanish.
Hopefully easier. The gauntlet is thinner out this way. Let me find the difficulties again.
I'm going to try to activate a mirror shades first.
Yep, go for it.
So, oh, damn it. Hold on. I did the thing I always do again. There we go.
Forgot to get in roll 20?
No, I was in roll 20. Can't you see me in roll 20? I was there.
I wasn't
the whole
paying attention.
time. Well, that's fair. No, hit the gnosis button and then immediately put the difficulty into the next thing, which is the modifier.
Yes. It's diff 7 here.
So down to 5 now because of mirror shades.
Mm-hmm.
Junk.
Shifts on over. You going by yourself, or you also taking people with you?
Anyone who wants to can ride along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will keep it open for Juniper to come through since that was the plan.
Yeah, then Juniper will come through.
Okay.
Hell, if God damn it.
Dapple?
Thank you. Dapple wants to come through, they can too. But it's open to anybody in the pack. That's how it works.
The only problem at that point is we cannot take Eileen's stuff across because it's not dedicated to us.
Yes,
that's true.
This is true.
So yeah, Dapple would probably need to hold on to the spider satchel.
Yeah, Dapple, stay on this side.
Okay. Excellent.
I know Wolfric is also here, but I also don't want to just leave.
Yeah.
Cardboard cutout and Eileen on this side.
That is fair. All right. We will go back to Dapple as you two shift, step sideways over into the other side. A shadowy sort of version of the same hills are there. The houses are smaller on this side and farther away. The landscape seems to have kind of stretched out a little bit. As you look down toward the kind of factory town, you see row houses. They look very like stage construction houses. Like there's not a whole lot to them. They are clearly there, but they're very new, so they haven't made like an imprint on this side of the Umbra, basically. The factory itself is spewing out great clouds of kind of a greenish sort of smoke that let's have both of you give me a perception and what's the difference between enigmas and occult? Should have looked at this.
Enigmas is riddles and mysteries.
Okay.
And
occult is
just straight occult knowledge.
Okay. Yeah, perception and occult.
Okay.
Difficulty is far away, and these are difficult to spot. Difficulty 8.
Just to be sure, it sounds like
Mhm.
not, but just to be sure, there's a specialty of witchcraft apply for occult.
Ooh. No.
Okay, I figured not. Yep, that tracks.
Okay. And for Juniper.
I'm sorry, what is this roll?
This is a perception and occult difficulty 8 roll.
Perception.
Ooh, excellent. Okay, so if you're kind of looking at this, you see kind of the flora and fauna of the Umbra is a little different out here. You don't have the cooing pigeons that are sort of a constant most places you go in the city. There's some small little nature spirits running around here, and then kind of further out there you see that they're all kind of giving that area a wide berth, but you're not really able to pick up anything specific from that. Juniper, you see this, and then your lift as you kind of like take a breath in on this side, you get just the faintest whiff of something off is in that smoke, and like the hair on the back of your neck is sort of starting to stand up. You don't quite know. And both of you kind of notice as you're looking in that direction, the biggest like structures over toward Southfield's town are that factory, and then kind of on the outskirts of the town, so there's like 4 streets that have these very cardboard cutout kind of houses along them. On the edge of that is a big field that is an allotment field. It's like the type of thing where it's commonly shared space, and all of the residents of the town can basically like grow vegetable gardens there and stuff like that. It has a on this side, it looks like a small watchtower, like a circular stone kind of structure that goes up higher than the rest of the houses, and flitting in and out and around it. Aoife, you've met some of these before. I mean,
Uh-oh.
it's not something you ever like running into. But you see the small figures with little wings on them, flitting in and out. Those are not spirits. You got some
Okay.
fairies over there.
God damn it. All right, let me make my
They look
fucking
really
roll.
small. That means nothing as far as danger.
Yeah, let me make my goddamn roll. All right, what is it? Feel like I put it in here somewhere. I may not. I just made this up. I think it's an ancestors roll difficulty something. Let's see. Merits and flaws. There we go. Ancestors. Here we go. Difficulty 6. All right.
All right.
Oh, I already had it in my dice pool, so I just should have rolled that. All right, I'm good. I'm fine.
Okay.
So yeah,
What-
Aoife just goes, "Oh shit, no, back." Mm. Mm. Well, that's not good. Those points off in the distance.
Yeah.
Little winged figures.
Oh, hi.
Those are fucking fairies.
Hey. What does Juniper know about these?
Intelligence occult, I think.
Okay.
Difficulty 6. You've been hanging out with Aoife, looking
Oh,
at the
3 successes.
Nice. Okay. The Fae are something that Guru occasionally run into. It's the type of thing, they're different from you. They're not the same. They do weird things. They do stuff that you don't really have defenses against. Like the rage is very powerful. And don't they don't follow that. So it's the type of thing where you're not really like equipped to deal with running into them. I don't think you would have your previous pack would not have encountered them. It's not a thing they would be interested in pursuing because like fighting the Fae and like changelings and everything kind of associated with that is not a thing you can really get a lot of glory from, which is what your pack was mainly interested in. Yeah, dangerous, tricky. They seem to have an internal set of rules that you do not quite understand because it's not Guru society.
I'm gonna need if we. They might know what's going on here. I'm gonna need you to talk to them.
Me?
Because if I listen, if I go over and talk, my family has not had doesn't have a good history with the Fey folk.
Have you talked about it the pack with this before? Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No,
I just wanted to ask.
Not this much. She would have said, "Look, I have a strong connection to my ancestors. One of them is very much not a fan of of servants of other supernatural types. So bad things may happen."
Yeah, I think like you had mentioned previously that the source of your curse is related to an ancestor, but I don't know if you made the connection that it was the Fae that caused it.
Probably not that specific.
Okay.
If I go over and try and talk to them, Kira is not going to be happy. And if Kira is not happy,
I get it.
Kira might take over and decide to have a fairy snack.
I get it. I will go talk to the little winged things.
Do not accept any deal whatsoever, even if it's as minor as like you come over here and we'll answer your questions. No deal whatsoever.
Okay. What do you want me to ask them?
If they've seen anything that relates to what we might be investigating here.
Okay.
Because they might know something.
Okay.
We can't trust a thing they say, but we still need to ask. I'm
Alright.
sorry. I'm sorry. I know this doesn't make sense, but
I'll be back.
all
Hopefully.
right.
Okay.
If anything gets hairy, just let me know.
Okay.
I'll be over and then we'll kill them and it'll be great.
If anything gets
But-
hairy, I'll be eating fairies. But okay.
Yes.
It's Juniper walks that direction. We're gonna pivot. Eileen, that bottle you picked up from your contact. You've been mulling that over for a little bit, taking a look at it, I assume, on the carriage ride. Can you give me to see how much you figured out of this on your own? And we're just going to keep using intelligence because it makes sense. Intelligence, and this one would be science.
I know a little. Damn it! You've skipped right over into the one knowledge I don't have.
Oh no.
I have enigmas. I have investigation. I don't have science. I do have technology.
Give me investigation then. You won't get the same you won't get the same details, but you can get some information from that.
All right. Difficulty.
Difficulty is 7 because you don't really have equipment to look at it.
And for reference,
That's an image.
yeah, I know. I was posting that because that's the image of Eileen for the version of Eileen that people have thus far not seen.
Beautiful.
7, 1 success.
Excellent. Okay. You've been kind of like tipping it back and forth and looking at it. It's some kind of alcohol based tincture, as all tinctures are. It's clearly got something in it that's kind of settling out because you have to shake it to get it to like go into suspension. These small little like gray particles inside of it, of this like greenish sort of liquid. You're not sure exactly what it would do, but it doesn't look like, I mean, the types of things that stuff like this that's advertised like this generally does is it makes things be less painful because it's a lot of alcohol and maybe some other substances.
I was about to say, we're probably looking like in the traditional form of the snake oil, it might be alcohol and maybe a bit of cocaine.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like cocaine. You know what cocaine looks like on account of your profession.
Yeah.
This is not cocaine in there. You don't recognize what the thing that's dropping out of suspension is. You have not seen that before. It's weird. Yeah. Also give me a intelligence and, or actually this would be wits and enigmas.
All right. Wits, enigmas.
Yes.
Difficulty.
Difficulty 7 also.
5 successes apparently.
Whoa! Okay.
I might not know what this is, but I know everything else.
Exactly. What you notice is that as you're like turning this back and forth, and where did you leave? Is this in the bag that Dapple now has, or is this with you?
I actually think she might have brought it with, because if this is supposedly a health tincture, air quotes, it is something that might be reasonable for her to be asking about from people who might have seen something similar around here.
Okay,
as
excellent.
she is a frail woman who might
Yeah.
be looking into such things.
Perfect. I love that. You have noticed as you were looking at this back and forth and like swirling it around and trying to figure out like what the heck is this? The motes of whatever it is inside of this drift and do not follow the laws of physics. They stick and clump together, and anytime that bottle touches you, like your skin, not when you're wearing gloves, weirdly, but it sticks like it's statically like static electricity, like attracted to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you because you had someone else in your car, if you held it up toward them and did a similar experiment, it also is attracted to any of the rest of you.
Has she been able to figure out if it's attracted to regular human beings?
Not having, well, yeah, I do want to roll for this because I think it's funny. That's gonna be a dexterity and larceny to like hold it up to your coachman, because that's the human you've been closest to on this ride.
I will make that in near man form because she only just shifted back into her Hamid.
Yeah.
Difficulty what?
Difficulty 6. He's busy driving a cart, a carriage.
1 success.
It does.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Good to know.
Not as strongly with that 5 successes. Not as strongly, but it does.
Good to know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
As you
she'll
walk up,
she'll bring it with her as she approaches the.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the family that you said like 20 minutes ago.
Coleman. Henrietta Coleman. As you see an old. Now I have a question. We need to do a very small flashback. Were you friends with Henrietta previously?
I think Eileen was friends with Henrietta in the sense that she is ever friends with anyone.
Okay.
I think that she had a passing fondness for Henrietta's mutability and her ability to be a helpful presence in Eileen's life, and I think she treated Henrietta friendly enough, but I don't think that Eileen. I think Eileen was the kind of person who saw other people, and still does to a certain extent because she is a Shadow Lord, saw other people as useful associates more than true friends.
How deeply mercenary of you. So
and I think she liked Henrietta. I don't think that, and I think they had a good relationship. I don't think that she was particularly willing to confide any major secrets in Henrietta, for instance.
Okay, beautiful. So as you round the corner of as you round the drive after this carriage, the carriage is being brought away by the coachman as Henrietta is sort of like standing outside. She's got a bonnet on and is currently removing a glove as she stands and looks at some rose bushes off on the side of the house. She doesn't seem to have noticed you yet.
Yeah, at which point she will affect her poshest Irish accent that she had ever had in her life, and just, Henrietta, darling, it's been so long since I've last seen you. It's lovely to see you out here.
She turns, clutches some non-existent pearls. Eileen, Eileen, is that really you? And she's going to kind of hesitantly rush a little bit closer to you.
Aye, tis. I was out heading this direction, and I happened to chance upon noticing your carriage. I recognized the family insignia, and I thought I might stop by and meet an old friend.
My God, where did you end up? My goodness, my manners. I simply must invite you in for tea, of course. They should be laying it right now.
Oh, that would be lovely. I would be happy to take you up on that. Cough, both dramatically, but also because she does have that cough.
Yep. You get invited inside. She seems a bit weirded out that you don't have a coat or anything. Wherever did you and she keeps like chattering as you are both brought in are both let inside the house. Peppering you with questions, mostly about like recent events, like where did you were in the area, you were walking, looks down kind of at your boots, which do not quite match the outfit, I imagine, because they were meant for the other
from like just the bit that pokes out from under the dress, like the tips of the boots are black and match the dress fairly well, but the style is a little more well wearable than you might expect, but it is mostly hidden by the dress.
Yeah. But it would be, you have been walking, so there would be dirt. Yeah. You were is your carriage nearby? I mean, I just have so many questions. As you are led into a little like sitting room, there are little like couches that are very clearly much more decorative than comfortable. Tea is brought out. A couple of servants kind of are looking curiously at things because they don't recognize you, and but they very quickly she's giving like orders for some like small sandwiches, things for tea. Basically, it didn't seem like she was going to have much of anything herself, but now that she has guests, clearly must be greeted
hospitably.
Yeah, there we go. That's the word. I can't do it. But she begins as you like settle down into proper tea to ask harder questions, like
so Eileen will basically in her like slightly dramatized fashion explain that, as you know, her health has been kind of poorly and it's only been getting worse as of late. So but she had heard that there were some miracle tinctures and medicines that had been roaming the area, particularly hereabouts around the factory town, and so she had gotten a carriage down to see what she could learn and potentially find anything else about. And she sort of like pulls the bottle that she had brought. It's like, I had acquired this, but I don't quite know what's in it, and you know how frail my health can be. I don't want to risk taking something I'm not aware of fully what's in it.
Is that why you had to drop out of school?
Yes, I'm afraid that my health took a turn for the worse, and I didn't have the constitution to continue.
We have a brief flashback to just as Eileen had her first change.
Yes,
where did that happen, and what was the circumstance?
My health took a turn to the worst. Flash to Eileen, like
younger Eileen,
significantly younger Eileen, being accosted by your standard backstreet mugger whenever she's walking home one day, and just that person never existing again.
Excellent. As the red streaks down the camera, we move it back to a nice tea-part. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so glad that, I mean, they make that down at the factory down the road, which, oh my goodness, such an eyesore. It's bringing the property values down.
Eileen will fully take part in the small talk, and she's gonna try and ask, like, as one who is looking for a medicine that might heal their ailing health would, ask questions sort of leading towards where does this medicine come from? Does anyone know what might be in it? You know, like what's the situation around it?
Let's do a manipulation and investigation for that. Difficulty 6.
Would her forked tongue specialty in manipulation apply?
Yes.
I'll put a willpower into this because this is what she's supposed to be doing.
Okay, beautiful. So that
give me an
will
automatic,
get you an
success.
automatic success.
So 3 successes.
Beautiful. Okay. So you ply this old friend with questions, making casts and spooling for information over and over again. And over the course of this tea, which is not overly long, you determine that the factory here is fairly new. Apparently there was the proprietors of the factory is called Midas tinctures. The version of this that she has seen are Midas is not the name of the name of the family that like has funded this are as I pull up my notes. Are the McKees. They
is that MCKEYS?
KEE.
KEE.
Yep, McKee. KEE. Is a relative newcomer. Apparently they were they have arrived like about a year ago. Was when the factory was like established and began rapidly ramping up production. Since then, this tincture has been kind of like been distributed from out here. She doesn't think too highly of it. She will tell you that it's very popular amongst servants, but she has found that they do not work as hard after they start drinking it, which not a fan of. It's really hard to get help. It's really hard to get good help, and this is annoying. She she's not really able to tell you much more about kind of who's like in charge of this factory or like where that money came from, because she's just not interested in it. If you stayed longer, you suspect that she still lives with her family. She is not married. And some like her parents might have more information on this if you care to deal with staying for that. However, she does not know. The other thing you would kind of get is that the factory town itself is kind of like a separate from the like social scene in this area. The old houses are like they've got their own social circles, and they resent this new,
they resent the
like,
fact that the factory town is bunching in on their territory.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it's making things around here not as good. So they don't really approve of that. But the she says that they've gotten like a couple of visits, and like she's had since it arrived, like agents of the factory, like not factory workers, but like administrators basically have been seen around the area and like talking to folks, and like she's had a couple of introductions. She thinks they're very uncouth and not like super classy, basically. And they are making surprising, not to her, but you would pick up on this, inroads into like getting the police on their side and having like the ability to like get roads built faster than they probably would have been normally. So stuff like that. So in short order, basically, this factory arrived and was able to ramp things up fast. They don't. The local gentry are like, what is going on here?
Getting roads and enforcement too quick.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly fast influence with local police infrastructure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll stay and make pleasant small talk, because the kind of small talk that noble daughters make with each other is surprisingly vapid and easy to maintain for long periods.
Yep.
So she'll just keep that up until her parents arrive, so that she can theoretically ask them more questions, having the perfect guise of a frail young woman who would like to stop being so sickly.
Got it. Okay. So we'll pivot away from you for a while then, because you're busy doing that for a bit. Dapple, outside, you've got a bag. You've got your alpha sort of standing there with a vacant expression. He's not going to talk to you.
Okay. Is he paying attention to me at all, or is he just sort of in his own
Not really.
world? Okay.
He's off in his own world. He's having thoughts. Probably. You're getting bored.
Bold of you to
Dapple is-
assume there are thoughts.
No thoughts, only rage. Yeah,
An
Dapple's
Arun story.
very, very quickly becoming bored, and just straps the bag over one shoulder, and you know what she also has? The overconfident and curiosity flaws.
Yeah.
So Dapple is going to just go around the area and see what she can pick up visually.
Okay.
To like note
down
for
into
later.
down into the town and near the factory?
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right.
I can do this. Look, they don't trust me because I obviously haven't shown them that I can do well enough, so I have to do that. This is the easiest way to show my pack that I am confident.
Excellent. I approve.
Confidence is not our concern with Apple.
All right. I need two different rolls. First off, you're trying to just pick up what's there, so this is going to be perception. Perception investigation. Difficulty of 6, because you're going down into the town.
Make sure that, we're in Hobbit form.
Yep.
Nothing.
Excellent. And then I also need you are trying to act normal.
Oh no.
Okay, so where's masking on this sheet? Tell me we put dots in it.
That is going to be, I think this is a charisma. Charisma and etiquette, or charisma and expression. Actually, it's not like society exactly.
Okay, and
being human.
Difficulty again is 6.
Difficulty, yes. Actually, it's going to be difficulty 7 because you're a lupus.
Fair.
And you're new at this. Ooh.
Not bad.
3 successes.
Humaning very well.
You might be humaning too hard to really notice things. That's why you're having trouble seeing things. You're focusing too much on being human.
Uh-huh. So you go and walk around. You are promenading. It's very exciting. There's lots of stuff around here. You've got lots of little houses. These are very interesting and new looking. You see a couple people in the windows kind of watching you. There's a couple little faces of like children, and then on one or two stoops, after the third or fourth time you start promenading around, because you're not really picking anything up, there's people out on the stoops watching you. Yeah, it's just the drizzly sort of rain actually stops, which is quite exciting. The sun comes out. There's some interesting birds over there. You haven't heard that type of call before, so that's kind of fun. The storm crow shows up above, and you can kind of it's not landing on you, but you immediately notice, because of your like pack's connection to it, that the storm crow is now circling high above, like vulture kind of circling just there, and it sort of taps in that connection that your pack all has, just as a greeting, like a hello sort of nudge you might have gotten from one of your pack mates back, a couple months ago. The factory is very big. It's spewing a lot of that smoke. It doesn't smell great.
Is there anything that she can smell in it under the just
that would
smog?
Be an intelligence and occult. Or not intelligence and occult. That would be just a perception and alertness to see what you're picking up. You're not trying to determine what it is. You're trying to know.
Taste that London smog.
Yeah.
3 successes.
Ooh. Doesn't smell like something you've noticed before. It smells real bad. Like, not quite. She's doing better at it than that.
Marginally.
Surprisingly. It's the type of smell that is making your hackles go up a little bit, though. It's not pleasant. You much prefer walking around in the streets of the town rather than near that factory. Are you gonna try and figure out more about that?
Yes. She has no idea how to do so, but is determined to find out more about the factory. I think she may go snoop around it a little bit if she's able to get close.
Okay. We're gonna pivot then to a conversation with some fairies.
Did you say randomly at some point, completely out of context? It doesn't necessarily require seeing. Everybody's just going to hear Overtoden speak, lappy little fuckers. Like it was a stray thought.
That's that about right now.
Happened to come through.
He's definitely not little.
Sorry, what?
Did you not all feel it? Stormcrow's here.
Not that flappy fucker.
Oh, fair enough, I suppose. As I cannot hold an English accent to save my fucking life.
Yeah.
No, yeah, don't worry. I'm not even trying.
I could really use his guidance to save me from vapid fucking conversation about now.
Alas,
By the way, yeah.
The drawing room is sadly bereft of crows.
At this point, completely like, just like it's the most normal thing in the world, there will be no further explanation offered proactively. Oh, by the way, Juniper's going to talk to some fairies.
Sorry, the fucking what?
That seems like a bit of a bad idea.
Well, I can't do it. I'll kill them.
It'll be fine.
They don't taste good.
Good to know.
They don't taste bad.
They
Agree
taste
to
like
disagree.
kale.
If Kale got into a fight with radishes in a dumpster, I suppose.
Never know until I try one.
You're just eating the wrong fairies, love.
She goes off to the fairies.
I do love the implication
That is a sentence that is said.
that Eileen has an opinion on how fairies taste, which implies that she has eaten one before.
I know, it's really good. Love everything. All right. Juniper, as you head down to it, the tall tower kind of shrinks down into a well. Little peaked roof over it. You got a nice little hang crank down into a bucket, presumably. And sitting around the edge, four little winged they look kind of like cherubs that you might have seen on a fancy building. They've got blue wings, and they have like jet black eyes, no like whites at all, and they all kind of like still as you get closer and sit down on the edge of the well, and one of them kind of clambers up to stand up, puts hands on hips, and says, "Well, what the fuck do you want?"
It's the greatest thing to hear from a fairy.
It is.
Just wanted to ask you guys some questions.
Right. Well, I got answers. What's the question?
Are they truthful ones?
Turns, looks at the rest of them. They all kind of huddle together. Fury's whispering. How close are you?
He's keeping a respectable distance.
Okay. You can't hear what they're saying. There's a small, heated argument. The one that has appointed itself ringleader stands up and says, "What was the question?"
I asked if you would give me truthful answers.
Yes.
I don't know if I believe that.
Wits empathy. Diff 6.
What? Okay. One success.
Hey. You've got the sense of like, actually, Juniper would not have a lot of experience with this. You know when a gang of small children sort of gets together and they're sort of encounter an adult and have a conversation? It's that energy. The energy of mischievousness. You're not sure what you're gonna get here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Has anything different or suspicious been happening around here lately?
You showed up.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
besides me. Yeah.
You get
What
birds
funny.
thrown in your direction.
Yeah, funny. I mean, like anything out of the norm.
No? They look confused and kind of curious at that.
Trying to remember what exactly I need to ask about. Sorry.
You always have the totem phone if you need to ask for a
Yes.
question.
There is a loud shout from the distance. Have you seen any Banes around here?
Banes around here.
Ooh, an echo! Great, wonderful.
Yes, I have a magical ability.
The eyes grow big. Well, okay. No. Not recently. Not since we sort of like secured the border. Yeah, borders. It's great. We've got spears and everything. 3 of them reach down and pluck tiny spears from inside the well and brandish them at you menacingly. It's about the size of a toothpick.
What?
And when did you secure the border? How
A
long
year ago.
Okay. And
That's completely irrelevant time-wise.
There is, through totem speak, there is literally no way that they fought off Banes with those things, and that this happened a year ago.
so, how many Banes did you guys kill?
Whispered consultation. 5.
Ask them what a Bane is.
What's a Bane?
Well, it's when the spores get get up someone's nose and they go sort of glassy-eyed. It's not good. They try and walk over. Like you did. Wait. Oh my god. Oh,
That's
oh
actually
no.
accurate.
Oh no. The spears come out and point at you.
Not a Bane.
A Bane would say that.
Exactly what a Bane would say.
I'm not getting much out of them, she will say over
If we
totem
poke it,
phone.
if we poke it and it bleeds, then we could tell if it's a Bane or not. Now
They're
there's
gonna-
just stage whispering to each other.
They're gonna try to kill me with their toothpicks.
Oh no.
No, just a scratch.
No, that was over totem phone.
Okay.
I'm coming over. If I go bonkers and start killing,
I'll
just help me.
yeah, I'll do something. All right, come on.
I'll
I'll
walk
do
over.
something.
Just help me.
Oi! So you clearly don't, you're clearly lying about a lot, but you do know some things.
Yeah, we're way smart.
No,
So
you aren't.
smart.
No, you aren't. But you know some things.
We could take them. We could totally take them. No, we couldn't. Look, there's like 2 of them, and they're big.
Let me ask you something. Do you really like being here specifically?
No, this is the shit assignment. No, and the other of them sort of cover the one who smokes up's mouth like they have uttered a state secret.
What if, while you were going out on a mission to protect your boundary,
Mm-hmm.
something happened and you just got lost through no fault of your own and ended up somewhere much nicer?
Oh my God,
Theoretically.
you're not threatening us.
As much as every no, I am not currently. As long as this continues to go well, we won't. I just have to warn you, if it does not go well and you start using those pokies, someone else shows up. Person who shows up doesn't like you. So let's keep it nice.
Whispered consultation. The spears go behind their backs. Just sort of like
the I don't have anything pose with like arms like
Exactly.
this, spears behind them.
Exactly. We're intrigued by your offer.
So we need you to be honest. I know that's hard.
Yeah. Kicks a
What
rock.
have you seen around here?
Curses slightly because it's a
You
big
kn-
rock and they have small toes.
You know what a bane is, because you just described one. You ain't killed none.
No, it went away. And we've worked very hard to make sure that none of them are coming over here. Because that would be very, 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 very bad.
Where did it go?
Fuck if I know. It went on a train.
The Bane train.
It came from over there. They're gonna indicate. One of them's gonna take the spear and gesture toward the factory.
Can you tell me what it looked like? Specifically, as much detail as you can.
I do love
And-
that Ava's become slowly more like Southern hick in her speech pattern.
I'm not trying anything. It's just what's happening.
Yeah. Give me. No, they're gonna say, and then we'll end up
And then we'll see what
by
happens.
an accident somewhere.
Could be.
Give me a manipulation and either, if you're trying to lie to them, subterfuge or expression.
Expression.
Okay. Difficulty on this is 7.
I will spend a willpower.
Okay. Absolutely doable. You have brought an offer. It is intriguing.
4
Ooh,
successes.
very nice. Okay. The one who had done the outburst about this being a crap posting for them sort of pipes up. It's little like dust spores come out from the foundation stones. So old foundation stones. Old stones. The same that the well is made out of.
Mhm.
And people breathe them in. And then they go glassy-eyed. And then we have to drive them off.
Right.
Because then they start going sideways, like you all. And that's
As
bad.
in, they start going
Back and
sideways
forth
how?
between.
They start moving back and forth.
Yes.
You say this comes from the dust from the factory.
Yes. Little gray dust.
How new is this?
A year ago? They sound doubtful at this. You gather that they're not very good at telling time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like it's been longer than like the turn of seasons, basically, for them. That's how they're
right. I will pass all of this information on through Totem Phone.
Awesome.
Can I get an intelligence occult based on this to get a notion of what kind of Banes this might be?
Yeah, absolutely. Difficulty 7. Actually, I'll drop that down because you've gotten more details on it now. Diff 6.
Okay. Five successes.
Okay. Aoife, you have heard of this. It's It's something you have read about before called gray masses. It's very very difficult to detect bane that is basically like little fungal spores that float around. They are in that inert form. They are nigh undetectable from a magical standpoint, just because they're not actually doing anything, and they can't really do anything. They're not. They like can barely cause damage at all.
Okay.
What they mostly do is kind of like try and like influence people and stuff like that. What becomes dangerous is that if they find a suitable vessel, they will try and possess it, and then that person becomes a Fomori, which is very, very bad.
Which is very bad.
And the other thing that gray masses do is that they reproduce rapidly. One of them can sprout 8 to 9 of themselves in an instant. So if they get somewhere and they are not immediately eradicated, and it's much easier to eradicate them when they are in the Fomori form, actually, because they're easier to spot.
Right.
They will rapidly reproduce and then begin spreading. Apparently, there's a source of them somewhere in the foundations of that factory.
The factory we're worried about.
Yep.
Can you give some more details? Because I'm getting some information about the factory myself.
Yes, the factory creates, it has gray masses in it. They create Fomori. They possess people and become Fomori. They also spread like dandelions in a field.
It's a good thing I'm over by the factory then.
What? Get away from the factory!
Is someone with you?
No, it was easier to sneak around alone. I decided to take a look.
No. Oh,
Get away from the factory!
We're gonna pivot there real quick. As before I do that, because you had rolled well earlier, Eileen, the mention of gray masses
tracks with what's in the bottle.
Yes. Okay. I wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that pinged. Meanwhile, Dapple, you wanted to investigate further this factory. It's very mysterious and strange.
Sure did.
Yeah, and it smells bad over here. Are you said you weren't sure how you wanted to approach. So I guess, are you just like wandering around visually looking at the outside? Are you trying to go in? There are layout of like the factory that you can see from the outside is it's a long building, like double storied. The windows are all shut, like none of them are open. The what you can see from like you're wandering so far are you couldn't see a lot. It was mostly like there are people inside there moving about. Yeah, you'd and on the outside there is like a large bell kind of on the corner, which you're not quite sure what that does. Not really being familiar with factories, unfortunately, at all. And there is an official looking person with a clipboard kind of sitting underneath that, looking quite bored, has his feet up on a railing, and is just sort of like idly doodling. Does not seem to have noticed you because, again, you look super normal.
Yeah, I rolled very well. I'm the most normal that ever normaled.
Yes.
Yeah, so Dapple's going around the edges looking, seeing, she's wanting to take stock of the environment around the area, how the animals in the area are acting, because that will tell you way more than how the people are acting in an area.
I love that. Okay, that is going to be a perception and animal ken. Difficulty 6. Okay.
Successes.
Yeah. So you're kind of looking around. The normal, like, small wildlife you see, even in a city, even kind of near sort of industrial settings like this, there's usually something. Things are giving this a wide berth. And the couple of like there's a little bit of like some sparrows kind of wandering past, having arguments amongst themselves. They give the smoke from this building a wide berth. The mice that you would normally find in some of like the longer grasses do not get close to the stones. It is odd. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Some of those stones at the bottom look kind of crumbly too. Like weathered.
I think Dapple like goes to like tap on one with her foot, and that is when she gets the whole conversation about staying away from the factory.
Okay, beautiful.
Like, change position of foot to sit down on different cobblestone.
Okay, excellent. I am going to have you make me a willpower roll.
Oh boy. How do I do that?
Good question.
Scroll down to your willpower, and you'll click on the yeah, willpower is a button.
Difficulty is.
Make sure you don't put anything in the pool mod first.
Is
don't follow me.
Okay. 2 successes.
Excellent. You see a puff of little gray particles come up from the stones, and you feel tendrils of something like on you're in tune with your emotions, your whole being, and you feel that sort of like something poking at you, but it doesn't take effect. You hear a whisper in your mind that says, you're hungry, but you don't have to follow it.
Yeah. Dapple is just going to very slowly exit this this section of the city.
Excellent.
And is going to slow her footing so as not to damage put any more pressure than necessary on any of the stones in this area until she's a good 2-3 streets away.
Got it. Okay, I will have you do a roll for that as well. It's going to be dexterity, and athletics for walking lightly. Diff 6.
Play the game that every small child played back when grocery stores had the like alternating black and white tile floors.
Yep.
1 success.
All right, you walk gently away and do not feel that tendril tickling at the back of your mind anymore. And that is where we're going to take a break, everyone. Stand up, stretch your legs, do all the things, grab a snack. Aren't you hungry?
That feels like peer pressure.
A little bit. Oh.
All right. We are back.
A dinosaur story.
Yeah.
No.
I'll never get tired of it. Welcome back, everyone. We are down one Holly. We hope she feels better. But we are continuing on as Dapple steps slowly and carefully away from the foundation stones of this factory as Aoife has negotiated, wheedled, figured out, drawn some information out of some a mischievous band of local fairies, and Eileen sits in a parlor, waiting for the occasion occurring now, which is a another carriage rolling up into the drive, and you see Henrietta kind of glance outside as you had continued chatting, kind of drawing her along, getting more information and reaching the limits of that information, realizing that you needed to maybe see what connections you can get from the parents, as it were.
Yeah.
Within short order, a man and a woman are heading inside. The woman's on the man's arm and sort of widens in shock and whispers something to her husband. And they both rush forward and say, Miss Baird.
It's what was their last name? It's completely forgotten in the time.
Coleman.
It's a pleasure to meet both of you, Mr. and Mrs. Coleman. Or to see you again, rather.
Yes, it's been too long. And they kind of go into some of the things. Henrietta interrupts and mentions your health. There's much tutting and concern over this.
Yeah. She decidedly fits the part, considering her Hamid form has 1 dot of stamina.
Yes.
Yeah, she
You're
will...
out in the escaping the smog of that city, of this expanding city. It's getting so much more crowded out here.
Yes, so I've heard. And, well, that's actually what brought me out into the neighborhood. I'd heard about some miracle tonics that might potentially be good for my health, as she coughs dramatically.
Oh my goodness, here. Lady Coleman hands you another handkerchief.
And yeah, she will, like, over the course of this conversation, sort of lay out what she had mentioned previously again, and try and see if either of them know anyone that she might be able to introduce herself to, that might get her a little bit more information about the interiors or what's going on with the factory.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have you make another roll for this. Manipulation and etiquette again. This one's a little bit more difficult because you're specifically trying to see kind of inside the factory or see what connections they have to like the factory itself.
Yeah, like obviously shading everything in the guise of, she's looking for, to make sure that this miracle elixir might actually be helpful for her health, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. I think it's going to be the same difficulty because Henrietta is thoroughly charmed by you at this point. So difficulty 6 on this.
We'll put another willpower into this.
Go for it.
3 successes. If forked tongue applies, it's 4.
I should look at forked tongue. What does that do, actually?
It's just one. It's one of the specialties for manipulation.
Got it.
They're good at lying.
Yeah. Yeah, this tracks. Yeah, it would apply. So with 3 successes.
So 4 total.
4 successes. Yes, thank you. The conversation twists and turns, and by this point you are approaching, so upper classes tend to take supper later, and so this is still like you have not sat down to dinner or anything like that, but you're kind of continuing on the post tea time sort of conversations. You are able to kind of weaving and manipulating this conversation as you are so skilled at, able to determine that the father of the household, Mr. Coleman, made an initial investment in when the factory arrived into town, kind of like he was promised that you gather that he was promised that kind of the workers would be coming in by railroad from central London and would not be living out here, and so he's rather disappointed about that turn of events.
Taking it stoically as British as upper class British people do.
Yes.
Specifically men.
So he had made this initial investment, but has not been involved with it very much since then. He does know the initial investor of this place, Mr. McKee. They go hunting together fairly regularly, it seems. With a group of like-minded, not aristocracy side of things, which is more of like your their normal like social circles, but more of like the rising kind of tide of industrial men.
Upper class industrial barons.
Yes, he's kind of like, you would very easily be able to pick up that he's kind of surprised by your interest in like seeing the factory itself, because like it's not a thing women do. Mm-hmm. But he is very easily manipulated in like kind of like humoring you basically in this indulgence.
Yeah, it's like treat her as a woman's flight of fancy. She wants to make sure the place that might be giving her the medicine that will heal her is up to her standards.
Yep. You also pick up that same, not from him but from his wife, that same reticence that Henrietta had of like, they see this as kind of a fishy sort of thing.
Yeah, they don't really trust this medicine. Yeah,
exactly. But they're humoring you because you are a sick young woman. Also give me this would be wits and empathy. Difficulty. You have not run in these circles in a very long time. 8.
All right.
You don't know these people super well. You knew Henrietta more.
I have a success.
Okay. You get in the course of this conversation, which winds around for like an hour or so. An exchange early on of glances that pings as you are explaining your like many health setbacks and the struggles you've had in managing your condition, which is not specified because that would be terribly uncouth. Yeah. there is an exchange of the concerned parent. You think, because these are the same people that like ran in the circles that you ran in, and sent their daughter to the same school that yours did, information might get back to them about where you are now.
Yeah, where, or at least where I have wandered previously looking for medicine.
Yes,
and have
exactly.
no intent of coming back here again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is a danger.
Yeah. She's going to accept that risk because this is the job that she was given.
Okay.
It's fine. Any description that could be given of her as a frail young woman would be inaccurate to how she looks most times of the day anyway.
Beautiful. All right.
But yeah, after getting all the information that she thinks she can, she'll make her like pleasant goodbyes. I really mustn't stay out too long. It's bad for the Constitution, so I think I'll follow up on some of this information on the morrow. And she'll like make polite farewells and.
You didn't. Your carriage isn't in the stables. Did you make your way via the train? They look very concerned about this.
No.
Why would you take public transit?
No, I had a carriage let me out a very short walk down the street. I should be able to go and hail another one.
Oh no, the carriages don't come frequently enough here, and we wouldn't want you. The sun has fallen. You will catch your death of cold.
I appreciate the offer.
It's February and late.
Yeah.
Getting later.
My retainer really must be worried sick about me, though. They were asked to wait nearby. I should go have them bring me somewhere safe.
But we can send a carriage with you. We would be happy to let you borrow.
She's going to perform the British obsequiousness of I would rather suffer hardship than wait upon someone else's like be a burden upon someone else, and is going to try and give her the standard excuses of getting out.
This is going to be a contested role.
It is such a good thing that Aoife did not come with you. Her patience for this social nicety bullshit would have been over like 5 minutes ago.
That could be manipulation etiquette.
Yep. See who can out
social nicety.
Exactly.
I put a willpower into this because I need to have them not try and send me away on a longer trip and have to circle back.
Difficulty 6.
Yeah, standard.
Yeah.
5, 6 if forked tongue applies.
Beautiful. Forked tongue wouldn't, because it's not about the lie.
Not about the lie. Yeah, it's more about just okay, cool. So 5.
This is just I like it though. All right. They are going to 2 successes. Nope. The battle of wills. You succeed.
Yeah,
and
she will, because he's been dressed up nice, but he still looks, scary and intimidating. She will like let them, as she is leaving, get a glimpse at Wulfric as she specifies as her retainer who is waiting for her.
This is true. Yeah, that would actually be reassuring.
Very, very, very tough looking bodyguard kind of figure.
Yeah, and he's dressed up nice. So this would work.
People.
The group reconvenes.
Yeah. As like the instant she's out of earshot of all of them and she gets back to the group, she's like, give me a fucking minute. And she goes back to where she had stashed her jacket and hat, puts it back on, swells back up into Glabro and is like, let's get off this fucking street in case they see me. Puts her jacket and coat back on, hikes her skirt and everything back up to where it no longer gets in the way of her pants.
We'll point out, darling, you volunteered for that.
Yeah, and I got some good fucking information out of it. Now let's get the fuck out of here for a minute.
I did too, and I didn't. No, that's not true. I also had to deal with something even worse. The one thing worse than London gentry, the Fae.
Yeah, I don't know. I legitimately don't know which I'd prefer.
I can kill the London gentry without repercussions.
You can't kill the Fae without repercussions?
Nope, that's how I got the way that I am.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it wasn't even me.
Yeah, in any event, you guys never saw that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Good.
I didn't at all see it until it's useful to me.
Yes, that is a memory that will be stored until needed.
Interpack blackmail. A classic.
But see, this is the difference. You tell your pack mate you're going to use it against them later, as opposed to not saying it, making them think that they're safe until you can spring it on them in a trap.
Yeah. No, that's a Shadow Lord thing.
That's why it is indeed a Shadow Lord thing, which is why Eileen doesn't say, I am not above murdering you.
See, you lose too much honor for that. I'm not concerned about it.
Honor? The fuck are you talking about? She has 0 honor. She's no honor to lose.
Yeah, but at some point you acquire enough that it becomes detrimental to lose it.
Yeah.
Just out of the course of the natural guruing that you will do. At some point you're gonna like get a permanent point of honor and you'll be like, I can't lose that because then I go down a rank. Fuck. At least I can't lose that until I get another point somewhere else.
Yeah, as a Ragabash, I don't care where my points are. I just care how many I have.
Yep.
I will say that the tiles around the factory are not something to be trifled with.
Yeah,
at this point, the factory bell rings. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I'm getting the feeling of that. Apparently, it's owned by a Midas Tinctures company, which is apparently funded and founded by the McKee family. From what you were telling me, she says as she pulls out the bottle, the gray masses are being bottled into this cure-all. As she holds up the bottle where you can see the bits of gray stuff floating inside. That seemed to be attracted to Guru skin.
Any skin, really.
Yeah.
So this thing that could be potentially just unintentional is purposefully being bottled and sold to people to spread it.
Yeah. Let me see. I think now that you're all kind of looking at that and have like all of that context, I'll say for Dapple, because you encountered like the actual little spores physically. What you're seeing in here look slightly weakened. Like it's not the same.
Like it's been diluted by the alcohol.
Like it's not going to it's going to be a little less strong than that. You don't know without like either testing or experimentation or something like that if it would spread the same way. But it doesn't seem to be it's not as active as the like live gray masses that you found outside.
That looks a lot weaker than what I encountered.
It wouldn't be good.
I
but
still
it's
don't
still
recommend drinking it.
Oh, I don't intend to.
no, that's just so you can spread the corruption without getting the full-fledged Banes or Fomeri.
This is pain in the ass because this is getting into other districts at this point. One of my contacts in a whole different district of London was worried about these things getting distributed.
How?
So how did we quietly stop a factory from making a product that's all over the city?
Was our job just to find out what it is, or was it also to stop it?
It was to find out what it is, quietly, according to like the base level of what you were asked to do.
Strictly speaking, we don't have to stop it. We were told to find out what it was, but
We have to stop it.
yeah, that's kind of the thing. I don't think we let
We're
it.
not the only guru operating in the city.
So I think we'll see if there's anything that we can do immediately to shut it down. I don't think we can, but I may have a potential social in to get a look around or a tour of the factory, and I might be able to see if I can identify a source.
You don't want to go in there.
I don't want to, but I might have to.
I mean, we're supposed to do this quiet, right?
Aye.
I'm the quietest, am I not?
You know what's quieter than any of us going in individually and doing things? Fire.
That's not exactly quiet.
It's quiet in the way we need it to be quiet.
I feel like
This
they
is-
might. Correct me if I'm wrong, storyteller, but I feel like they might investigate a factory fire.
Eva's not wrong. Like it would not be a veil break, which is what might happen if, something like triggers rage or you like go in just guns blazing as werewolves. It is a different kind of loud that is not as like dangerous from the guru side of things.
This is a factory.
Things catch on
being
fire.
Run by the powerful at the cost of the less powerful.
Mounty
There are
throw a fireball.
There are probably, I would guess, I don't know. I'm not involved with any of them because that requires being around people. But there are, I would wager, dozens of potential small groups who would happily dance on the ashes of a burned down factory.
I'm sure all of the hoity-toities around here would have plenty to say about it.
Oh, I'm sure. Actually, they've got quite the fuss to raise about this kind of thing.
So we deal with the Bane break and we get them to calm down a little bit. Fantastic.
We cross the veil. We go to we go inside. We find the appropriate places where we can slip out, put the incendiary devices as we would want in the right places. We go back. We set them to start burning. We slip back through the veil. We walk away, and nobody ever knows it was us, and nobody can even pin it on a human group because there's no evidence leading to any human group.
I mean, we could probably.
And if we have to get in into a fight with Banes and on the other side, which we probably will, then it's on the other side. It's not a veil breach.
I mean, yeah, that's. I got my bag. I could load Molotovs into it and just.
I was about to say, my auntie taught me the easiest way to move fire is a bottle of liquor. Okay. Then are we doing this now or are we waiting?
I did not bring several gallons of alcohol or kerosene.
We'll at the very least have to step back for a bit and take time to make enough Molotovs and other equipment to do this job.
Montage time.
Montage.
Gonna need a montage of making Molotovs.
Montage. Yep.
Good thing we have two bags that allow us to carry not dedicated stuff to us into the Umbra.
Yeah.
You have
the roll for this.
You have the montage
it's fairly
scene
simple.
of someone filling alcohol into a bottle, sliding it down to the table, somebody stuffing a rag, third person lights it, freaks out, throws it out the window, asks for the third one to go in the bag.
We get that montage. Then we hard cut back to the Umbra.
Yeah.
Who's going in?
I will go in. Somebody, I should not go alone.
I was about to say, strictly speaking, Umbra side, most of us can go in on the Umbra side. It's just a matter of who's actually going to slip sideways and drop a Molotov and then leave again.
Mm-hmm.
That.
We'll say from the information you gathered from the foul-mouthed fairies, they have worked very hard to try and keep the weird gray things that they don't like from on this side. So.
Oh, yes. By the way, we're going to have to relocate a number of fairies.
All right. That's a job, I suppose.
I mean, that's a day's legwork.
I'm thinking that we just take them through the Umbra to another random location.
Somewhere slightly more interesting. All right.
Somewhere interesting that they can think they're guarding.
How many fairies can we stuff into a magpie bag?
They won't like that.
No.
They don't have to like it. They just have to.
I mean, it'll just be a day's legwork. We can just take them somewhere more interesting.
I mean, I assume they're already on the other side. They're not on this side of the gauntlet, so.
No, they're in the Umbra, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang out there.
Well, let's burn down a feckin' factory.
Okay. To burn this down satisfactorily, you will need to place 4 of these, one at each corner. Is one person doing all of those?
I don't think it should be.
No,
it should not be.
I think we should probably distribute this across at least a couple of people who can reasonably travel the gauntlet effectively.
Yep.
I have 5 Gnosis.
I have 3.
5 and mirror shades.
I do not have mirror shades.
I will say, because you can open the gauntlet, I think, and not travel through it.
Correct.
So, Aoife could be opening this for all of you, and then
that's true.
Different people go through.
That's true.
I think. No, it takes a specific gift or right to just like open the gauntlet as a portal that you can just toss a thing through.
Oh, does it? Yeah. Yeah,
I can open it for you guys, and you guys can step through.
Mm-hmm.
And then step back, yeah.
I think you would have to step back on your own. It's not a door that you can literally just walk through and back.
Yeah.
But I can make one step of the way easier, at least.
Mm-hmm. I'll also say, since you have time to kind of plan and make this observe kind of the area, if anyone wants to make me a perception and stealth, because this is perception. Yeah, perception and stealth for
Perception, stealth.
when the presence of people in this building is quieter, because
I am good
you
at
are
that.
going to have to step through and be kind of visible for at least a moment.
Do we
Depending
get
on how long it
lower? Do we get lower difficulties or bonus dice on burning down the English factory because we're Irish?
This is something we're familiar with.
It's kind of in our blood, really.
So what's the difficulty on that?
Diff 5. This is I like this argument.
3
Excellent.
successes.
Oh, beautiful. Dapple, you've done this before.
This is not my first rodeo. I say it my second rodeo.
Is perception stealth. Hold on.
Yeah.
3 from me, 5 from Dapple.
It's a beautiful thing.
5. 4.
4
Beautiful.
from
We are
85.
experts.
Yes.
We are experts in terrorism against.
We have 2 Irish women of like less than reputable occupation and a Black Fury
Freedom
galliard.
fighter.
Yeah.
Civil rights activist.
Yeah. So you notice there's a shift change. It's appropriately about 2 a.m. And you all are in the Umbra. Around you, there is just the, like, it's a fortified, like, castle that the factory looks like on this side of things, but there are holes in it, and you sneak right on through and in with Molotov cocktails in hand. Opening up the Umbra?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's get those rolls.
All right. First, activate the mirror shades.
And I'm going to say this is going to be for opening all of those points, and then we'll have individual rolls for getting back.
Okay. So I activated the mirror shades, so it's -2
Awesome.
diff. So diff, it was 7 before. So
Diff 7,
5?
yep. Yeah.
Okay. Motherfuck.
Oh no.
It's not a botch. It's just
It's not a botch.
fail.
Just
you can-
need an hour.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's
but at
taking
that
you
time,
longer than you thought it
at that
should.
time, the shift change is going to pass by,
Yeah.
which means one of us needs to try that a second time if we're going to make it. If we're going to make it now.
Go ahead.
Diff was
well,
6
I
or
can't
5.
do it.
7.
It's 7. It's 7
7.
for you. Would you like to spend a willpower on this?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I should have done. Oh well.
Ah, instantaneous.
There we go. All right.
Dapple's just gone.
They're
Well, everyone
opening.
else goes with, yeah.
Yep. Dapple, you step on through. Give me. So I find my sheet here. All right. They're going to try and do their thing, which is.
While this is going on, Eileen is going to assist her end of the job by activating Blur of the Milky Eye.
Awesome. Okay.
God damn.
Wonderful. Does
so
that just affect you or everyone?
It just affects me,
Okay.
but each success increases the difficulty of all perception rolls made to detect me by 1 for the rest of the scene.
Okay.
So it's 5 difficulty higher to spot
Yeah.
Eileen. She is a ghost.
You aren't going to have to roll to do this stealthily. I love this deeply. This is delightful. All right.
I'm spending a gnosis to activate Master of Fire just in case.
Beautiful. Okay.
So fire will be bashing damage to me rather than aggravated for the rest of the scene.
Perfect. Good to know. All right. Here. Where is
Trying
that?
to see if there's anything that I can do to give myself
Actually,
a little bit
with
of
that good of a
advantage
blur of
here.
the Milky Eye, Eileen will pause it. No one's gonna fucking see me if you want me to handle most of this.
Right.
But it's also a timing thing.
That's fair.
The timing is actually like the timing to do it isn't going to be an issue. It's more the being spotted. Once you're like, it's not a huge building. It won't take like that long to get to basically all the four corners that you need to hit.
We just need to hit the chemicals. We need to hit the anywhere where there's a significant amount of paper.
And
we probably
I've got the dedicated bag that can carry all the Molotovs. So
yep. And
all right.
whatever's going to do the most damage to the equipment as well.
All right, beautiful. I am gonna roll these as you don't need to make a roll for stealth. If Eileen, you are doing all four of them.
Yeah, I'll drop all the Molotovs.
What is your willpower?
My willpower is
your
2,
score,
3,
not your
4,
current.
5, 6, 7.
7. Okay. I'm gonna make a roll here. I'm gonna make 4 of them. Ooh. Eileen, what, as you step through and you instantly kind of see through the blur of your gift activating, you know that you are stepping silently. People look right through you. There is a single kind of like floor overseer, basically, kind of walking around. You see workers bent over long benches, working away, and no one has noticed you in the slightest. But this place is covered in tiny
in gray
dust
masses.
motes. Yeah, that sort of float and move and begin to climb up your legs as soon as you step through. And there are whispers in the back of your mind saying you are hungry for something. What are you hungry for? It doesn't have to be like physical hunger. It can be for anything. What would Eileen get hungry for first?
Legitimately, in this moment, she was already hungry because she's really annoyed and frustrated at the disrespect of other Shadow Lords, and so she is quite literally hungry to get this job done perfectly without a hitch because she wants them to shut the fuck up and recognize her skill.
Okay. Wonderful. You step back on through. The rest of you, give me a perception alertness.
Perception alertness?
Yep.
Difficulty?
Difficulty is 8.
3 successes.
Nice. Very good. Beautiful. Okay,
Also
both of you notice immediately that there is a shine in Eileen's eye that was not there before.
That's not good.
Yeah. Doesn't feel good. Something sits your ride.
Intelligence occult?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not even going to make you, I will give you like for free. You know that a gray mass has hitched a ride.
The gray mass?
Yeah.
I'm spending a rage to shift to Kranos and try and punch her in the face and knock her out.
Okay.
Jesus fuck.
You are influenced by a bane, my friend. There is no, oh no, we need to talk about this.
right. PvP, hang on.
There is no
No, this is justifiable PvP for the moment.
This is knock them unconscious, get them out of the area, cleanse the fuck out of them, and then we can talk about it and be angry.
I love it. Let's see here. I guess. Let me look here. Where is PvP in here? I don't remember.
I mean, it's just combat in general.
Yeah.
It is under systems, or rule systems.
Oh yeah.
Dramatic systems combat.
Alrighty.
I'm trying to do it so quickly that Eileen will have no idea it's coming and no time to react.
Got it. Okay.
That is my hope, because if this goes into actual combat, I am fucked.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I will have you make an attack roll then.
Okay. I'm spending willpower on this.
Yes. Go for it.
It should not be that is it. There we go. So 5 successes.
Okay. Eileen.
It is a punch, so this is...
Oh yeah, you have to...
She's not expecting it, so she's not going to take a defensive action.
Beautiful.
This is a punch, so it is bashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Which is... You now are aware that her standard form is not her breed form.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine. I just need you unconscious. Hopefully. Extra attack successes 4.
Yep.
5 bashing damage.
5 bashing.
I mean, I soak that.
Yeah.
I don't soak any of it.
Oh, beautiful. That's delightful.
I mean, I'm not out yet. You got another rage to spend?
I could spend a rage if you want, or if I'm allowed. Normally, I know it has to be declared beforehand.
Yeah. If you're fine with that, I am fine with that.
I mean,
okay.
If their goal is to KO me in this particular instant, they're going to need to get one more hit in.
Yep, I'm going for it. That does empty out my rage. So if this does not work, I'm in trouble.
Beautiful.
2 successes.
All right.
Okay. Roll damage.
And 1
damage.
There's another 5.
Beautiful.
Ow!
Roll the
2, 3, 4, 5. Cool.
I only need you can't soak more than 3.
Yeah, just what do I soak? I soak none of it.
Beautiful. Okay.
So yeah,
right to the jaw.
Yeah, I was about to say I am incapacitated, and 3 carries over into lethal.
Grab, pick up over shoulder. Let's go.
The bloody hell.
Yeah, it's like Eileen steps back to the other side and immediately is like punched twice and is unconscious.
She was affected. Let's go. I need to cleanse her now.
I can finish the job.
Finish the job.
I mean, the job's pretty certain it's already set.
I'm just but
you can grab the magpie swag from your unconscious.
I'm going back to the cart.
Okay.
Staying in the Umbra, and right there at the cart, I'm starting the rite of cleansing.
Awesome. Okay, we will put a pin in that. Let's follow Dapple, who is laying the other 3 Molotovs.
Yep. God.
All right.
I would have expected I would just lay all 4 of them
willpower?
before I step back sideways, because I can just
3, 6,
walk
8.
the whole way.
8. Okay. Do diff 8 on this.
I would have thought that I would plant all 4 Molotovs before I come back on the other side, because no one would see me.
Oh no.
Apparently not.
All right, Dapple, you step through. Same thing. Hunger. What are you hungry for?
Approval.
Okay. Your pack is depending on you for this. You
Okay.
lay the first. You lay the second one. You continuing on?
Yeah.
Okay. Make another roll. One more. And you'll do the last one.
Yeah.
You're up to 4. Now, what's gonna happen with you?
I feel like, to be fair, knowing that Eileen, who is probably our most capable person, went in there and came out infected.
Mm,
When I get back to the car, and this might be something we have to do
Yeah.
next week. The first thing she's gonna do is go, Alpha, go get it, go handle our
gotcha. Yeah. That absolutely makes sense.
our
I am.
Galliard.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me double
Because I
check
can't
here.
punch that
What
one
roll
out too.
Yeah.
That
can
one's gonna
try.
know it. That one's gonna know it's coming now.
That is fair.
Mm-hmm,
She will not see Wolfric coming.
Okay, and your difficulty. Okay, they're gonna make a roll here to see if it can possess you.
I know this is a very bad thing, but
Yeah.
you know what? The duty to Gaia was more necessary and had to be taken care of.
All right.
This factory cannot stand.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a difficulty 4. It has 4 dice. It's a difficulty 8. 1 success. It is going to take 6 hours for you to get possessed.
Oh, good. We've got plenty of time then.
Yeah. As you're getting hungrier and hungrier each time you step across. Actually, we need to check to see if you're able to make it back as well.
Yep.
And because you are not Eileen with the ability
With
to
the
travel
incredible stealth.
silently, I am also going to need a stealth roll. I need 3 stealth rolls from you for each time you stepped across. And then just 1 for the getting back is how I'm going to rule it.
Okay. Dex and stealth. Too bad I cannot be in my lupus form for this. Unfortunately, lighting Molotovs takes opposable thumbs.
Hands. Yes.
What was difficulty? 6? 8?
For the
Sneaking.
For the sneaking 6, because you came in at an opportune time.
1.
Beautiful. Yeah, you are quiet. Okay. All right. As you go through that 4th time, you can tell that an alarm has been sounded, but in the chaos of people running around and there is an alarm going off, you are able to sneak on in. Now, let's see if you can get back by stepping sideways.
I would
Difficulty
like to,
7.
I would like to spend a willpower on this.
Okay.
Two
2
successes.
it just takes like 30 seconds, I think.
Good.
Yeah.
The smoke is starting to billow, and you feel that normally you think you'd feel that sort of triumph of a job well done. You've done this before. You know the feeling that you're supposed to have, like you're with your tribe. You're doing good. You are making changes in the world. You don't have that right now. You're still so hungry.
I need to get back, and I need to... She knows she has to return to the group. She knows she has to go back to the pack, so that is the primary like override of everything in her head right now.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go back.
Repeating.
I need to go back. I need to go back. I need to step across. I need to.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when the R rune. Punches you in the face. I'm not gonna roll for this.
Sen has like 46 dice to
Yeah,
hit me because I
feel
know
like
how she
Sen would-
builds characters.
yeah.
So
It's a beautiful thing. Meanwhile,
Yep.
Eva, what does this ritual look like?
So she keeps her ritual items in her that thing.
Mm-hmm.
She quickly pulls out chalk, salt, her athame, candles. It looks very much like a traditional witchcraft circle of protection. It's a little bit different from like your standard guru cleansing rites.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that Eileen is in the middle, sets up the circle, calls the corners, she does have some what's the term? You should know the term, I use it all the time. Purified water, basically. Distilled water. And proceeds to call to the Degda and the Morrigan to cleanse the taint off and goes through the whole thing. Functionally, I do believe there is a rule for it.
Yeah.
And then this takes like, I think it takes like 10, 15 minutes.
10 minutes, I think, is the standard for.
Yeah, it'll probably last just long enough
ritual.
for
Yes.
Wolfric to get back with Dapple. Like, all right, take that one out, put this one in.
And Dapple was in Hamid form, so.
Let's see,
Oh right, hang on a minute. I need to make a roll because you KO'd Eileen while she was in Glabro. I need to make a roll to see if she maintains Glabro while she's unconscious.
Yeah, because once you knock out normally, you have to make a roll.
So you have to spend a gnosis on single person.
The normal thing is when you're KO'd, you just always revert to your breed form. Eileen is a metamorph.
Okay.
Which means that if she loses consciousness, she gets to roll Wit's Primal Urge to see if she stays in her current form.
So Wolfric's just carrying a wolf through the city streets.
Yep. So this is charisma ritual.
Oh, actually, it would be you have to spend. Ooh, okay.
A gnosis for
oh, hang on.
Every person in need of cleansing
applies.
Yes, but the other thing it says is the difficulty level depends on the level. All right.
Correct.
So the difficulty level on this is versus the spirit's gnosis, which is not that high actually. These are fairly weak actually.
Okay.
So, assuming that because this is meant to be a thing that you're rolling when you get KO'd, assuming that wound modifiers would not apply to it, she does maintain her Glabro form while she's
okay. She will. I will say, and she is as clinical as a doctor about this, but she does strip Eileen down because all of those clothes need to be burned now.
Yeah.
It's fine. She has more copies of the same outfit.
Yep.
She just has to get them dedicated again.
Yep. So it's one gnosis. The difficulty level is going to be 4. These are not super strong spirits. And it has not had a lot of time to take hold in Eileen.
I am going to. I will spend a willpower point on this. I am going to need to meditate something fierce by the time I'm done with this. Charisma rituals.
Yep. It's not dawn, so that does not reduce the difficulty.
Correct. D4. Good thing I spent a willpower.
So I say, still a success in there.
Yep.
One success. That's all I need.
All right. As you, I think it's that burnt that you see, like, as you complete this ritual, these little spores kind of popping up off of Eileen and floating over her still form, and they burst into flame, like the Molotov cocktails that are currently going off.
That's fair. That's fair.
And burn away. You feel secure that she is cleansed. As
right.
Wolfric runs up.
Put her in, get her out.
We'll do as you say.
Yep. And
spend another gnosis.
Yep.
This difficulty is going to be, it has not fully taken hold, but it is up to 5 now.
Okay. And I am spending a willpower point again.
Okay.
Oh shit, I set that at diff 4. I didn't set
let me see if that mattered. It doesn't matter.
It would still
you roll 5, 5,
no,
9,
you're right,
10.
You're right.
Yep.
So it's still 4 successes.
Okay.
Boom. Whoosh. Is anybody else feeling a little oogie at the moment? I walk up to
the heckling of the fairies comes.
You shut up! I walk up to both Wolfric and Juniper, just stare them right in the eyes. All right, you're good. You're good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I will note, as being A, not in my breed form, and B, only KO'd with bashing and lethal damage, Eileen is regenerating quickly.
Yep. That's fine.
Very, very quickly, you are coming to.
Yep. I am reaching into my bag. Probably right as you're probably coming to right as all the clothes are sort of piled in the center, and I reach in my bag for flame using materials, and they are just setting fire now.
He's like, fucking hell, what the? And she looks up and is like, not a fucking, it was dedicated.
You're welcome.
As
fucking warn me next time.
Bane, no, I was not going to warn you, because Banes took a hold of you, and if I warned you, then I wouldn't be able to do it, would I?
There's a difference between influenced and taken hold.
I don't
now you
care.
have to get back to your place with no clothes.
It's fine.
That's gonna be
the car. Our cart is right out. Our carriage is right outside, or you can walk the whole way back through the Umbra, obviously. But the carriage is right outside.
Fuck that! I have more outfits in my house, and she's gonna shift into Hispo and just make her way through the Umbra to her place.
You're welcome.
Wolfric's gonna offer Dapple a cloak, just sort of valiantly.
Dapple will take it.
There we go.
Dapple is on the shorter side, so like it just
real
covers
long.
her.
Yeah, it's a small tent, large tent actually.
It's like seeing a 5-year-old dress up in her dad's shirt.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, Dad, no hands.
Beautiful. All right. Eileen, I'm gonna have you make a stamina athletics roll for traveling back on foot all the way.
In Hispo.
Yep.
Stamina. Difficulty.
Difficulty is 6.
Two successes.
All right. Yeah, you are strong and quickly recovering from the punch. Also give me a look here. Perception alertness. Difficulty 8. You're on a mission. And they're not quite.
I mean, of note, Blur the Milky Eye does not care if I'm conscious, for reference.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still
Correct.
very hard to spot.
Yeah, no, this is for you noticing.
I don't see
something.
anything on my way back, though.
Okay, yes. In the background, we, the audience, hear drum beats? Question mark. And that is where we're gonna end for the week. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.